Hello everyone, Jobexi here, and welcome to Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
It's gonna be Sega! Sorry about that. It was a bit too loud.
We're gonna play some Sonic 2. No, apparently we're not. We're gonna... There we go. Trying again. There we go. Now we're gonna play some Sonic 2. Emerald Hill Zone. Alright, let's do it. Okay, good. So that is still working. Gosh, this game moves fast. I realize, of course, that is the general premise. You know, with Sonic the Hedgehog, you gotta go fast. That was what made this game so appealing at a time when the only other real... I mean, there were other niche platformers, but, I mean, let's be honest. We're talking about Super Mario Brothers. We're talking about, you know, you had your Mega Mans. And those were really very slow-moving platformers, you know. You inch across the side of the screen, you know, and you try, especially Mega Man. It's a very slow platformer. You know, there's no speed. So and the processor really couldn't. The processor on the NES really couldn't handle much beyond that anyway. But here comes a game on the Sega Genesis trying to compete, and next thing you know, it has, you know, this lightning fast blue hedgehog right off the side of the screen, you know, and it can keep up, you know, and it's fast, and it's the platforming is sufficiently well designed that your mind can keep up with how fast. Oops, I pooched it. It's sufficiently fast that your mind can keep up with how fast the screen is going. Rather, it's the levels are sufficiently well designed that your mind can keep up. It's very, very good. The level design in Super Mario, well, I mean, Super Mario Brothers 1 and 3 also had very good level design. But the level design in Sonic the Hedgehog is very, very well done. Like I say, designed so well that even at Sonic's lightning fast pace, we can follow along and know where we're going as we're controlling him. Of course, like in other platformers, knowledge of level design comes a long way. I don't think this is going to be a collect all the Chaos Emeralds run. I think I'm just going to run through the main game as best I can. I might not actually make it all the way through the main game, but this game is not the easiest. And let's be honest, I'm not the best at these things. So we're just going to go as far and as fast as my skills will allow. And we're going to go from there. Should be a spring at the left side of that coin. No? Sadness. Oop. Gotta mix that up too. Bum ba da dum ba. This game is significantly easier if you have a two-player playing as Tails. Player 2. And obviously, the better you do in the initial rounds, the easier the later rounds become. Also, at times, it's a little unfair because you can't exactly see everything. Oh, no, did I miss it? I didn't miss it. And you just try to catch as many as you can extra. That'll make the next one easier. I think I need 120, 140. Yeah, it's gonna be rough. Gotta get them Chaos Emeralds. 50 rings to go. rings to go. I got it. Yes. I said that a bit prematurely, but I was a little bit confident in being able to get those center coins. Now, of course, that minigame gets a little bit harder as the game progresses. That was the easiest of them. There we go. Alright. Let's head through here. Oh, I already got mine. I think you need 40 rings to activate those. Now, one of the things I've always liked about Sonic the Hedgehog is that the bosses were always fantastic. Always. Excellent boss design right from the start. Other platformers had a hard time with boss design. In Super Mario Brothers, you don't really have bosses. In Super Mario Brothers 3, you had Boom Boom, and of course the Koopa Kids at the end of each stage. But those were essentially very samey. You didn't really start getting unique-ish bosses until Super Mario World, with the Koopa Kids again. But even then, kind of samey, and they repeat. With Super Mario 64, then you start to get the real bosses. Right from Sonic the Hedgehog 2, you get some excellent boss design. Very, very good for how early in the video game industry that Sonic the Hedgehog 2 was and is. The music for this stage is one of my favorite pieces of music in the in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. There are a couple of areas in this stage where you can glitch. I'm going to not do that because you can't get out and you just have to die. I'm going to try to save as many of my lives as I can because, as I said, this is not my best game, and if I'm not careful, I will need them later. So I'm going to try to save as many lives as I can to keep for when I need them. I do know the location of a few extra life computers, and extra lives are a bit harder to come by here than they are in other games, such as Super Mario Brothers and those franchises. In the Super Mario Brothers franchises, extra lives are fairly plenteous, and you can in fact farm them. I know of no such methods in this game. That's not to say that there are no such methods, but I know of no such methods in this game to farm additional lives. It also doesn't help if I keep throwing away all of my rings. I think this door will open from that angle. This angle? It will not. Okay. I was thinking of another door on another level. Yay. One thing I also... That was a quick level. One thing I also like about Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in particular... Sonic the Hedgehog 2 in particular... is that each world is widely varied in terms of its visual appearance. And that's something that they're continuing from all the way back in Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Mega Man also does this, I believe, with each individual stage having a unique look and feel. Super Mario Brothers never really did that. There's one of these extra lives, which I'll be needing. Do I go back down here? I don't think I do. Well, I do now. Super Mario Brothers never really did that. Each world has a different feel, starting in Super Mario World, but not as varied as things are. As you can see here, everything looks different. Yes, the springboards look the same, but all of the platforms are different. Those moving platforms that you saw that split into 4 pieces, and move in that fashion, completely different. And you won't see those again. Those are only in the chemical plant zone. These platforms that flip upside down, those are only in the chemical plant zone. There may be things with similar functionality, but it's not definitely won't be the same sprites. The only things that are necessarily consistent, and as I say, necessarily so, are the computers the power-ups you would get within them, and the springboards. Alright, at some point we're going to... Oops. Okay, we're going to... Did that do the switch for me? Yes, I think it did. Oops. That was a very dangerous move. Could have got squished on the side of the wall. What? Oh wow, that was really quick. 10-year-old me had an awful lot of trouble with that passage. Okay. Alright, we're gonna... Thing is that you have to go fast. But sometimes if you go fast, this happens. Oh dear. I don't have any air. I think I lose. We're gonna hear that really stressful death music. 5, 4, 3, 2. There we go. That is like the most stressful running out of time music in the history of video games, in my opinion. Oh gosh, I might get to hear it again. It's just top form today. At least there is a little bit of forgiveness. If you'll notice, the time is not counting down, like in Super Mario Brothers. The time is counting up, which is a little bit different. I do believe it maxes out at 10 minutes. Or 9 minutes, 59 seconds. And then you're just out of luck if you don't have what you need by then. Okay, you have to be careful here, I believe. Yep, that's why. There is a platform there to catch it. Now this boss, in my youth, did give me rather a hard time. I should have the dexterity to take care of it fairly easily these days. Barf. Now, in this area, the bottom of the screen, right, just where the purple is, that's the bottom of the screen. As you notice, Tails just died, you know, because he fell through that platform. There's no leeway underneath for you to maybe jump back up or climb back up. That's the bottom. 2 rings shy of an extra life. Ooh, you can get extra lives via points. That will help. Aquatic Ruin Zone. Listen to that excellent music. I do hope it's up loud enough for you to hear. I very much like the music in this stage. In fact, ooh, arrows. In fact, the music in the entire game for me is just an amazing piece of nostalgia. It's so good that these games are preserved in a digital medium so we can continue to play them for years to come. You know, the composition of music on these games is unrivaled. I don't know of terribly many Sonic the Hedgehog titles that I would call having amazing music, but Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and 3 for me definitely do the trick. Oh, I don't want an ace. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and 3 for me definitely do the trick. Now, another thing that you'll see here that you will see in all good video games is conveyance. They teach you how to utilize the water in a limited capacity. They teach you in the previous level, that is. They teach you that you can drown in a controlled environment. And they say you should probably not do that. Now they're going to start throwing water in. In this level, it's in a less controlled environment. The water's a bit more prevalent. It's a bit less linear. And, like, for example, now I'm down here. Did I want to go to the left? The answer is no, because in Sonic the Hedgehog, you don't want to go to the left. But, you know, you can explore a little bit. It's a little bit less linear in this game. And they do a really, really good job conveying which things are harmful, which things are not harmful, and they go from there. At this point, we already realized that you get 2 acts for an area of the same theme. So the Aquatic Ruin Zone is going to Act 1, and then Act 2, and then we're done with the Aquatic Ruin Zone. I don't know where my forward momentum went, but it's gone. Oh, I will have wanted that. There should be bubbles down here, I believe, unless they added that in a later date. Did I miss them again? There are the bubbles. Can I have bubbles? Can I have a bubble? Thank you. Gosh, it's just so stressful. You gonna fall? Whoa! I don't want any. Enemy design is another thing that... looks a little bit weird. Enemy design is another thing that I believe that the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise did very, very well. Not so much with naming. I wouldn't call necessarily... Mostly because the enemies are also not unique to, but... definitely set to a certain theme. Because of that, you know, you won't get the iconic, oh, that's a Goomba, and that's a, you know, that's a Koopa, and, you know, everybody knows all of the names of the Super Mario Brothers baddies. It's just one of the things. If you're any sort of a geek, there's a high likelihood that you know the names of the Super Mario Brothers baddies, at least the Goomba and the, you know, the Koopa. Oh, how am I supposed to do this? Arrows. He's going to shoot arrows, and I jump up on the arrows to get up here. Oops. Okay. Oops. Wrong side of that arrow. So that's not something that you have here. I mean, I can remember Spike and Grounder? Spike and Grounder, I believe, from... remind me later to talk about Tails and how useful he is in this game. I believe there's Spike and Grounder. Spike's the chicken, I think, and Grounder's the green guy. I remember that from the cartoon, and they do appear here. The little monkey guy also appeared in the cartoon. I don't know the name, you know, and that's kind of a weird thing. I don't think any of the enemies really recur in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. At best, somebody who's not familiar with the series might know Dr. Robotnik. You know, you got Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, you know, Dr. Robotnik, and of course now these days you got Amy and all sorts of stuff. Thank you so very much for watching this episode of Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog 2. If you like what you see and would like to see more, be sure to click the video on the left to be taken to that playlist, or you can click the video on the right to be taken to a random video on my channel. And of course, there's always the opportunity to click subscribe to be notified when I produce more excellent content. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you in the comments.